Hello everybody and welcome to AirgunWeb.com, where we tell you the facts, not fluff. My name is Rick Utzler and today we're going to talk about the new Venturi V10 10-meter pistol. Stay with us, we'll be right back. So when it comes to 10-meter pistols, I got to tell you, let me be honest with you, I have very little experience. Now, I've shot several sort of at various meets and whatever, and I've, had my eyeballs on some at like SHOT Show or whatever. What I can tell you, most of the time, these are some pretty pricey items, so $1,000, $1,500, and, and above. If you want to be competitive in the sport, you got to spend a lot of money. That was until Venturi came out with their V10. There's a lot of cool things to talk about with this gun. We're going to jump into it right now. First off, this gun is a single-stroke pneumatic. To operate it, you simply open it up. Go ahead and grab our pellets here. Load your pellet. Key thing here is that it's super flush right there. If it's sticking out at all, the gun may not cycle or work properly. Once you cock it, this gun is hot. There is no safety. So at this point, this gun is ready to fire. Go ahead and take aim. And very gently squeeze the trigger. When you talk about any sort of match product, you want to make sure that your trigger is very crisp and very light, whether it's a rifle or pistol. This particular product allows you to adjust that pull weight down to below 1 pound. Mine is breaking right at around 13 and a half ounces, which is very, very light, and it makes having that repeatable accuracy that much easier. One of the things that's really important, if you wanted to be a competitive shooter, is you gotta have a lot of trigger time, and trigger pull practice is really essential. Generally speaking, you don't want to dry fire a gun. This gun actually allows you to do some good dry fire practice. So what you simply want to do is just open the cocking lever, about there, and shut it, and now you can actually practice that trigger pull without actually having to load and fire the gun. Just like that. One of the other things you want with a match gun is you want to be able to customize it to how you shoot. This has a trigger blade that will rotate slightly. This grip's a little bit big for my hand, so if I had to get my finger all the way around the front of the trigger, it'd be a little tough. But I can just rotate this slightly, and I can get that pad to match up to my finger perfectly. And I have a very consistent pull every time I pull the trigger. It is seemingly right hand only. I haven't seen any left hand grips. And I bet you if this didn't fit you perfectly, you'd probably spend some time with a Dremel tool and make whatever modifications you want. But for me, this actually fits really well. Let's talk a little bit about the sighting system on this pistol. You've got a front blade, and you've got a fully adjustable rear notch. Now, when they're lined up perfectly in your sighting, there is zero daylight on either side of that blade. If you're seeing light on either side of the blade, you know you're not squarely lined up. And also, you want this flat top sight to line up perfectly flat on this notch. So right there, you know when it's perfectly even, you got no daylight, you're probably perfectly square on target. Now, personally, with my eyesight, I struggle a little bit with open sights, but I've managed to get the hang of this one, and I'm putting up some pretty decent groups. So, a little different than I'm used to, but all in all, this thing's doing very well for me. So let's talk a little bit about performance now. On paper, the V10 should be posting up right at 400 feet per second. I can tell you we're getting pretty darn close to that. I'm shooting the Meisterkugeln, I don't know how to pronounce it, these guys right here, Meisterkugeln. I've always had a problem with this for years and years. I cannot say this name. You guys, friends in Germany, send me some audio files so I can figure out how to say this. Anyway, I'm shooting these 7-grain match wad cutters, and they're sitting right at 385, 386, up to 393. So right there, right just under 400 feet per second. These guys are very, very consistent. And they're some of the most accurate pellets that we've shot out of this gun. Some of the other samples I've shot, the JSB 7.3s and the H&N, these are the sniper, they got the sniper lights. All of these pellets are relatively lightweight. And the other thing that's really important about this gun when you're talking about pellet choice is they need to load super easy into the breech. If you have to push real hard to get them to seat, you're not going to see accuracy out of this, and they may not even fire properly. So make sure that when you pick a pellet that the skirt goes perfectly into the breech, and that way you know that you're going to hit your target when you go to pull the trigger. Okay, just like that. Let's talk a little bit about accuracy now. One of the things I've learned shooting the V10 is that if you do your part, it will definitely do its part. You're going to need to have good technique, good trigger control, and most importantly, you're going to need good follow-through. The cool thing about this is that it requires no fuel other than your own elbow grease to cock and load the pistol. No CO2, no HPA, so you can get a ton of practicing in. Now, if you're a 10-meter person and you're really going to be competitive, you've got to stand, you've got to shoot one-handed. That's not my discipline. I have no intentions of going that way, but I do love accuracy, so I'm going to be shooting off this rest. And we've done a lot of practicing just at general targets, whether it's the Air Venturi Wonder Wheel, we shot that a little bit, some other targets. It's just a lot of fun to shoot because it's just so easy to shoot. Take a look at this group, this real precision group that we got late in the day. I think you guys are going to like it. Go ahead and wrap this up. The Air Venturi V10 gives those folks that are looking to maybe get into the 10-meter pistol arena something that they can really shoot and be competitive with at a very, very aggressive price, sub $300, way less than $300. So this thing, whether you want to do 10-meter or you want to just have a nice pistol to practice, just practice target shooting, this is a great option. Hey guys, I'd like to thank PyramydAir for sponsoring AirgunWeb in these videos. When you're looking to buy your next air gun or you're looking to get your next batch of supplies, please do so over at www.pyramydair.com and let them know that Rick sent you their way. Now, my name is Rick Utzer here with AirgunWeb, where we tell you the facts, not fluff. So when you're looking for real-world, honest airgun reviews, think AirgunWeb. Thanks for watching.